7. I have 7 portals to play with you. Welcome back to Hexen. Not to be confused with Heretic, because it's not. We're beyond that shit right now. Where have you been? We're going to go to the hub proper, but first I must allow the villain to introduce himself.
Greetings, mortal. Are you ready to die?
No. It is not a good day to die. I'm a warrior, not a Klingon. You're crazy, man. Is the gargoyle dudes, whatever, they hatch from like these round winged egg things. So sure, they sure are fire-oriented. They sure fire a lot of stuff. I do my best to try to clear out the hub so I have opportunities to explore. But yeah, each hub, except for the last one, has like a major switch system where it's like, this fraction of the puzzle has been solved on insert hub's name here. And they kind of, all the switches, they look kind of the same that way, but sometimes there's different ways to activate a switch that have nothing to do with not even pressing a button, honestly. Gotta know what you're going to do. I don't know, I just gotta punch through the pillars. I like the autumn floors. That's pretty good. This is a good autumn game, I think. A good October game? A good mini game. Yeah, I just wanted to say, oops, a month passed by. What have I been doing? Punching the living shit out of these things. The serpents. You know, the ones that Desparal rode. He had his own. Well, now they're just regular-ass enemies. Don't worry about it. They're a little tankier. They can fire balls at you of fire. There's also a brown variant that'll come up. They're different, I promise. They're different. I'm gonna collect all the things. Those little blue vials, they'll heal 10 health, no questions asked. They get used instantly, so don't bother trying to save them, because you're not going to be able to. You may notice in the lower left these blue and green signs. Well, it has to do with blue mana and green mana. That's your ammo sources. Get used to it. Here's some blue mana now. And just be careful on how you use the weapons. You don't want to waste all your mana. Because then, like, well, I guess you're in trouble. You really should plan out your mana usage the whole game, but I feel like as long as you got it planned out right for each hub, you should be okay. Most of it is just make sure you're actually firing something at an enemy and it not missing. Then for the most part you'll be fine, I guess. Shall we go then to the Guardian of Ice? There are, yeah, there's like 3 Guardians, you know, Ice, Fire, and Steel. Even though there's 7 portals. Yeah, I don't know either. I suppose Timon's axe, not to be confused with Pumbaa's axe. So it uses blue mana. It is basically a melee weapon. It moves faster than your punch and does more damage. Yeah, it's still gonna be a while. You have to wait till like the second hub in order to get your third weapon, which will actually have projectile potential. The good thing is if you run out of mana for the axe, like, I'm pretty sure you can use it. It's just not gonna have that much damage on it anymore, at which point you're better off switching back to your punch anyway. The Amulet of Warding, ah! Flechettes. Yes. Alright, oh. Don't get crushed. There's a lot of crushers in this game, and they're very ubiquitous. Follow the sword! Okay, I'm back. I solved the puzzle. I'm a puzzle solver. Yeah, I will admit I kind of looked up how to do a lot of this, because otherwise, if you play this game blind, you're gonna get lost. Very much so. But once you play a little bit, even when you do get lost, it starts becoming evident what things can be interacted with that'll help you on your way, but that doesn't prevent this game from being silly. Or rough around the edges, as it were. That's alright, though. If only Raven Software wasn't stuck in the Call of Duty mines. games that are still being made. I mean, yeah. Yeah, blast them. Axe them. With these Ettins, though, I don't feel the need to axe them. In fact, anytime I see an Ettin, it's like, unless there's a huge cluster of them, just use your first weapon. You don't need to waste mana on those guys. Now we're in the Guardian of Fire. Yes. So I've yet to tell you about some of the controls in this game. Well, did you know that there is jumping? Yeah, I know. Jumping in a Doom game? What the fuck? But there's also... You can also look up and down. And fly up and down. Just like in Heretic, actually. It's just that Hexen... They added jumping, and... That means there's going to be some platforming, which means falling off and dying. Yeah. But it helps in other ways, besides not dying, which is to get to places you wouldn't otherwise be able to get to. Kind of necessary, actually. You can forget about me, like, going... Except for, like, finding a secret level and, like, getting through all its shit. There isn't really a secrets counter, so we're not going to worry about that at all. I can say, for the most part, I do, like, annihilate many of the enemies. Except for the ones that keep respawning, because at that point you can ignore them. 1/3 of the puzzle has been solved on the 7 portals! Okay. What's going on here? I've got 200 blue manas. You ain't got that shit. I go through this way. Now, you could just run to the end, but, I say I move off to the side, because fuck this. Fuck this shit. You think I'm gonna go through all that? Nah, man. That's silly. We're going over here. However, there is a different problem, which is those gargoyle things are going to come up from the floor. Okay, the flame mask is an inventory item, but you have to use it at a particular spot. That's all there is to it. I can't say more, but you do need this. It's cool to see all these inventory items. Kind of have to wait for them to get a little closer. The axe has a... I don't know, but it feels like the punch on the axe have a bit of range that you might not expect. Because they kind of do. I just don't recall which one is longer. I'd say I have a long arm, but then, like, wouldn't that go into making a longer weapon hit with the axe? I would assume so. I guess if you're holding it straight, that's kind of weird. Ah! Just die already, man. I don't even know why I'm going after you. I just want to assume you don't follow me through this labyrinthium nightmare of Hexen. TM. How was your day? Mine was medieval. No. Like, I got this all worked out and I'm ready for my next project. Already. Thankfully. Once it gets all out, you get to see it. It's going to be a bit... I heard that it's possible my internet service provider might be introducing a cap, but I'm not actually worried about that, like, at all. You'd think I would be, considering how awesome it is, but... Eh. Now to the Guardian of Steel, where you probably meet one of the more annoying enemies, the Centaur. Thing is, you can hit him, but then he puts up a shield, so you have to wait for him to not put up a shield. Yep. I advise using the axes on them right now, because we're kind of crowded in here. This is probably the most claustrophobic level in the game, practically. Not to mention all these crushers that are around, but yeah. The Guardian of Steel is quite symmetrical. It would do you good to remember that. Heading through the sides, baby, the sides! Alright, get a little punch. Little punch for your troubles. This corner pillar can apparently be moved. How did I figure that out? I don't know, practice, baby? Practice that shit. It's good to see where the portals are on the map because they're marked by red lines. In fact, using the map it accounts for many of the switch hunts, actually. Because there's usually an indent in the wall where the switch is, and you can use the map to find those indents, and you'd be like, oh, there might be something there. That'll probably get you a good 75% of the switches in the entire game. I can't say much about the expansion pack, which is Death Kings of the Dark Citadel. I will do that someday. Just not right now. I am tired of this game. I have done my time. I'll come back to it, man. Not to mention Hexen 2 and the Portal of Pravis. I'm gonna have to make some time for that also. It's not like there's much custom Hexen content anyway. Kinda wish there was, but it's more like, you know, single hubs, which, you know, it's something. Ah, here he comes. Here's Cinnamon. Well, at least they're not like one we'll meet later. They're more annoying cousins. The denizens of the annoying enemies. So annoying they were. Get grenaded on, son. These are my grenades. They're from Grenadia. You might have heard of that place once or twice. Setting up an outpost, I guess. Grenada. We've got grenades. Feels so good to punch something. It's very cathartic. Never has such force been betrayed. So the story of this goes. By the way, play like the PlayStation game for the intro. The intro for it is pretty fucking awesome for this game. It sets the mood, and it's just more like this dude Korax who talks to you in the intros of the hubs. He basically, you know, got 3 of the world's leaders to side with him. They also happen to be a fighter, mage, and cleric, oddly enough. I don't know. Hey, look, it's my plate mail. I want it. Oh yeah, for this side, make sure you're hitting, like, there's 2 bull switches. One of them you won't have to hit, and then you'll have to hit the other one anyway, in order to get to the other side of this madness. That is not an obvious thing to know. The way this door works is kind of annoying too, actually. Especially if it doesn't, if you don't go through it fast enough, and they'll just reset. And it's like, oh great, not gonna wake the door. Like, a lot of things can go wrong. In fact, my whole time playing this game, I actually found a way to crash it. Luckily, I know how to avoid it now, but damn, that was annoying. Duh. Just be careful where you're looking with your eyeballs. It can corrupt your visual spaces. Oh, my liminal space brothers. You know what liminal space things are good for? VR. Really. Just walking around, maybe sitting down, chilling out. 1/3 of the puzzle has been solved with the 7 portals. Attention! 1/3 of the portals. They've been solved, apparently. Thank you. Suspend your Hexen advisor. Your Hexen vizier, as it were. If you're the Sultan of DOS games, you have nothing to fear. Gaming Wolf is here. That's right. Totally not screwing up. No. Got it all worked out. Looks like I've decided to save here. But I'll be back. You'll see. I'll be back, damn it.